Before we continue with the rest of the video, we could use your help. Click that like button to help spread the word about watchJojo, and also be sure to subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. This is how much Obama's daughters have changed during his time in the White House. Now that Obama's White House reign is at an end, the internet has been looking back at just how much the president has changed during his time in office. And it's not surprising that after 8 years as commander-in-chief, he appears a little more worn now. After all, his hasn't been an easy job. But what about his daughters, Sasha and Malia? Let's find out how they changed since they first stepped into the White House a little more than 8 years ago. In 2009, Barack Obama became the 44th President of the United States and the first African-American to be sworn into office. Back then, Malia Obama was 10 years old, while her little sister Sasha Obama was just 7. And check out how cute Sasha is imitating her mom Michelle. When they moved into the White House, the Obamas enforced a set of household rules to make sure that their daughters grew up just like typical preteens. For example, although housekeepers were on hand, Malia and Sasha still had to make their own beds. Plus, they weren't allowed phones or even TV on school days. But they were, however, given the nod for one thing: their own dog. Yes, a few months after settling into their new home, the Obama girls welcomed a new addition into their family. After months of looking for a pooch that would be suitable for allergy-prone Malia, Bo, the hypoallergenic Portuguese water dog, moved into the White House. And by the end of Obama's first year in office, the girls had grown up a lot already. At Christmas 2009, then, it was time for the pair to make their first real public appearance, reading books to the patients at National Children's Medical Center in Washington, D.C., alongside their mother and Bo. When Easter 2010 rolled around, moreover, Sasha and Malia participated in the yearly Easter egg hunt at the White House. Dressed up in perfectly spring-like shades, they both looked like they'd taken their cues from their mom's own fabulous sense of style. But as the year wore on, it became clear that the girls were developing their own fashion tastes, independent of Michelle. Malia in particular was adopting a more business casual look, perfect for a girl who was beginning to take an interest in current affairs. Meanwhile, in order to broaden her daughter's perspectives, Michelle Obama took Malia and Sasha with her when she visited Africa in 2011. While there, the girls not only got to meet and read with local children, but they also received the prestigious honor of meeting Nelson Mandela. Christina Shaky, communications director for Michelle Obama, said that the First Lady had decided to take the girls because they were poised, polite, and smart enough to handle it. And as the trip ended and 2001 drew to a close, the pair had proven their mom right. 2012, though, proved to be a very busy year for the entire family, what with Obama running for a second term in office. Sasha and Malia were an active part of the campaign, accompanying their father to his big engagements, where their names were mentioned a great deal in his speeches about better futures for all. And the girls, now 14 and 11, proved to be very popular on the campaign trail, with many media outlets pointing out in particular how fashionable they'd become. Still, during their father's presidential inaugural parade in January of 2013, they proved that they were just typical kids too, who loved pulling faces and taking selfies. Throughout 2013, then, Malia and Sasha continued to accompany their parents on important diplomatic trips. And now that the media were seeing more and more of the girls, they heaped them with praise. The sisters have grown up to be every bit as poised and elegant as their First Lady mother, wrote the Daily Mail. And that same year, President Obama told people how teary it made him seeing his daughters growing older. They're just growing up so fast, he said, and they've got a busy life of their own. And Malia was 15 now too, so would she be allowed to date? When comedian Steve Harvey asked Obama what he thought of his daughters dating, he had a very good answer. 1. Malia and Sasha are very sensible, so I trust them to make good decisions, revealed the president. 2. I've got men with guns following them around all the time. There's no doubt that Obama is correct in describing his daughters as sensible. During their time in the White House, they came across as completely down-to-earth and relatable. And the internet loves it when they're caught wincing or laughing at their dad's speeches. Malia especially has a huge fan base online, so much so in fact that when a selfie of her wearing a pro-era shirt leaked online, internet searches for the rap group skyrocketed. Fast forward to September 2015 though, and it became clear that the little girls who had entered the White House back in 2009 were practically now women. 17-year-old Malia, for one, was planning for college, and their father, like any other dad, had his concerns, even if they were apparently joking ones. Michelle and I are way too young to have daughters who are both almost in college now, he quipped. It seems that time flies then, particularly when you're spending it inside the White House. And as America geared up to vote for their next president, the Obamas prepared to leave their famous home. One thing was for sure though, Michelle and Barack more than prepared their daughters for their next step. Malia, for example, began Harvard in 2017 after taking a year out from education. Sasha, on the other hand, is too young to think about college just yet, but not too young to roll her sleeves up and work a cash register. So in August of 2016, she took a summer job at Nancy's in Martha's Vineyard, albeit one where she is accompanied by several Secret Service agents. Whatever lies ahead for Malia and Sasha Obama then, their parents clearly did a good job of raising them. And although they may have exited the White House, they'll always be remembered as two of the coolest teens to ever reside there. Please don't forget to share this video with your friends below.